Ave Caesar. Those who are about to die, salute you. On 27th of February 272, Constantine I was born in Naissus, a city in the Moesia Superior province. His dad, Flavius Constantius, was a tough Roman army officer with Illyrian roots, a man on the rise who would eventually become one of the top 4 rulers of the empire. In 286, the main emperor, Diocletian, decided that the Roman Empire was too big for one man to handle. So, he picked Maximian, a trusted colleague, to be his co-emperor. They split the job. Maximian took the west, ruling from Mediolanum, while Diocletian handled the east from Nicomedia. Around this time, Maximian gave Constantine's dad, Constantius, a big job as his right-hand man in Gaul, modern-day France. Then, in 293, Diocletian decided to split the power even more. He appointed 2 Caesars to help the 2 senior Augustus. This whole 4-ruler system became known as the Tetrarchy. And guess who was chosen as one of these new Caesars? Exactly, Constantine's father, Constantius. The other Caesar was a man named Galerius, who some said was a pretty harsh guy. On March 1st, Constantius officially became Caesar and was sent off to Gaul. Meanwhile, his son, young Constantine, was sent to Diocletian's main court, living there as the heir, the next in line for his father's position. Life at Diocletian's court meant a top-notch education for Constantine. He learned Latin literature, Greek, and philosophy. But there was a catch. Diocletian didn't fully trust Constantius. Truth be told, none of these co-rulers completely trusted each other. So Constantine was also a bit like a well-treated hostage, a way to make sure his dad behaved. Things took a dramatic turn on May 1st, 305. Diocletian was worn down by a serious illness and announced his retirement. This meant that Constantius and Galerius were promoted to the rank of senior Augustus and new Caesars were appointed. But Constantine and the young Maxentius were completely passed over. A bit later, Constantius wanted his son to join him on a military campaign in Britain and asked Galerius for permission. After a long night, perhaps with a bit of wine involved, Galerius finally agreed. Constantine didn't stick around. He reportedly fled the court that very night, riding like the wind. By the time Galerius woke up the next morning, Constantine was long gone. He met up with his father in Gaul before the summer of 305 was over. Constantine got to spend a precious year with his father in northern Britain, campaigning against the Picts beyond Hadrian's Wall. History doesn't give us the details of any specific huge battle from this time, but let's imagine one such encounter. Somewhere in the wild north of Britain, 2 armies faced each other on a narrow plain. The Picts, desperate to break free from Roman rule, gathered a large force, perhaps even outnumbering the Romans 2-1. They cleverly positioned their troops in front of a wooded area, perfect for hiding reserves. Their right flank was a wall of infantry with long pikes, ready to stop the cavalry positioned on the Roman left flank. The Roman army, though smaller, was a mix of local British frontier troops and auxiliaries from various Germanic tribes. These formed the center, with Roman cavalry on the left flank. A Germanic officer from the Roman side challenged any Pict to a one-on-one duel, and a young Pictish warrior agreed to fight. Both armies advanced after the duel. As they got close, Roman soldiers and their allies unleashed a shower of heavy darts on the Pictish skirmishers.
Fire at will! Fire! Hold your ground!
After this brief exchange, the Picts charged headlong into the Roman lines.
Charge!
The Roman cavalry from the left flank charged at the Pictish right, only to be met by a surprisingly fierce defense of long pikes. after which Celtic nobles on horseback surrounded the Roman mountain troops. The Picts fought with incredible passion, urging each other on against the Romans. In the center, the Picts started to push the Romans and their allies back. But then, on the Roman right, young Constantine brought a fresh force of 3,000 elite shock cavalry, the Equites Cornuti. Constantine led the charge in the front and smashed into the Pictish left flank. Then, quickly regrouping, Constantine wheeled his cavalry around to hit the main Pictish force from behind, right where they were pressuring his father's troops.
Fall back!
With their left flank shattered and their center about to be surrounded, the Picts had no choice but to retreat. The Roman army roared with approval for Constantine's brilliant move, and his father, Constantius, knew that his son was truly destined to be a great leader. Sadly, after the campaign, Constantius, who had been ill for much of his time as emperor, became much worse. He died on July 25, 306, in Eboracum. But before he passed, he made it clear that he wanted Constantine to take his place. The soldiers, loyal to Constantius's memory, cheered their agreement. And just like that, Constantine had taken his first bold steps on the path to ruling the Roman world.